Yes, this application is working, I think, and this time is related. This time the topic, or not the topic, the main track of this episode is related to Russian stuff. So which is why, what I'm going to say is здравствуйте. Меня зовут Ричард Гом. Приятно познакомиться. And hello everybody, I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version. This time, so if you have already checked out the title of this episode, maybe what you can see is Russian title was the title written in Russian language. So how to read this is Можно видеть, тихий, Китай и шумный, Японию. And so I'm not confident on my own pronunciation of Russian language, and I can handle English language not decently maybe. So it's up to your evaluation. It's up to your how should I say? It's up to your idea or your opinion anyway. My English skill is contingent on the opinions of the listeners of my podcast anyway, and other people who have listened to my speaking English language anyway. And I'm not a great I don't have great command in. To start with, I have small commands in Korean language and Russian language. I can speak sort of Chinese language, but actually, so I'm not. Maybe I can't communicate with Chinese people using Chinese language. I can't communicate with Chinese people with languages. Chinese language. So the singular form should have been used. And of course, there are many dialects, and they are different. They are different each other to the extent that those dialects can be categorized into each different language anyway. So maybe I think it's fine to say so, because people coming from different regions can't speak each other by using their own dialects or their own languages, because those languages categorized into Chinese language are different each other from pronunciations, and to I don't know to where is I don't know, to where is what I don't know. And this time is, so I should tell you the meaning of, or the translation of this title, and this is, so the translation is, wait a moment please, I should give you the correct translation. So what I'm going to use is that website. So this is, when I read that title at first, I was surprised to see that title. Wait a moment please, I don't take that long time. Wait a moment please, not this one. Yeah, this is correct. This website is suitable, I think. And this one, 90. I don't tell you which website I used for translating. And what I'm going the website I'm going to use is not Google. So which is why, so what I used is not the Google translation. What I used is not the Google translation. Google translation is a kind of a tongue twister for me. No, anyway, Google translation, which I think is difficult for my tongue anyway, because my mother tongue doesn't move tongue so much. So in its sense, my mother tongue is distinct from, for example, Korean language. Korean language forced the speakers to move their tongues more frequently than the speakers of those of Japanese language. Anyway, there's such a difference, by the way. And according to this website, according to this Russian website, maybe I think you can, if you are a Russian person, you may be able to understand which website I used. If you are a Russian person, maybe the website I'm using is really a popular one in your country if you are Russian. And translation says you can see quiet China and noisy Japan, which is read Можно видеть тихий Китай и шумный Японию. And I don't think this translation is correct, because what I wrote is it's possible to see quiet China and noisy Japan. So anyway, so I'm thinking of starting the details about this one. So I'm thinking of starting to talk about the details about this title. But actually, so anyway, I should tell you the conclusion. I forgot to tell you the conclusion. The conclusion is Japan is in commotion, while mainland China is becoming the emperor of the world. And I'm thinking of beginning to talk about the details of this episode. But actually, so this time this time I prepared a can of booze, or I prepared a can of alcoholic drink for this episode. And this time the alcoholic drink I'm going to drink is denser lemon sour. It's sour. Correct English. Maybe this is. Wait a moment, please. This one is fine. Yeah. Sour is alright. Sour is fine. Lemon sour is correct pronunciation. And anyway, so I'm sorry for my stumbling. I have my clothes washed in washing machine. So which is why the washing machine is in my residence anyway. So which is why I'm washing my clothes in the washing machine in my residence. Which is why, so maybe you may be able to hear a buzzer. So which is why, well, a sound of buzzer. You may be able to, you may hear, not able to, you may hear a sound of buzzer. So which is why, so after it, I'm going to stop this segment of I'm going, so after buzzer players, I'm thinking of stopping this segment of this episode. So which is why until then, so please listen to this episode anyway. And I'm thinking of, and I'm going to open this can of alcoholic drink. And anyway, so the name of this drink, the name of this alcoholic drink is denser lemon sour. And the company created not this episode, but this alcoholic drink is Sapporo Beer. Sapporo Beer is a Japanese company, and Sapporo Beer created this alcoholic drink. Anyway, so cheers. This time I'm thinking of drinking from a cup. So in most cases, I enjoy alcoholic drink directly from can. But actually, so this time I feel like I feel like I'm feeling like, or this time anyway, I feel like enjoying alcoholic drink from a cup. Yeah, no, it's good, it's good. So the density of this alcoholic drink is 5%. 5% is the density of this alcoholic drink. Yeah, I love lemon sour. And what I was thinking of talking about is, and by the way, before actually shifting to the main track of this episode, so I borrowed this style of creating episodes from Mr. Hiroyuki Nishimura, and Mr. Hiroyuki Nishimura creates in his case he creates videos, and he captures and he in his case he captures himself drinking an alcoholic drink, and which is why, so I borrowed his style, and I'm using his style, and I brought and he Mr. Hiroyuki Nishimura lives in Paris in France, and he drinks alcoholic drinks sold in that European country. Anyway, so which is why what he drinks is it's a beers or other types of alcoholic drinks in continental European countries. But actually, so I live in this country, and the name of this country is Iponia in Russian language, and anyway, Japan. So which is why, so the booze I'm drinking is, or the alcoholic drink, or alcohol in general, or on regular basis, the alcoholic drinks I drink are those of Japanese, are those of, or Japanese alcoholic drinks are what I frequently drink. I'm sorry for my, and by the way, so maybe as you can hear, so I'm really bad at speaking English language, and one of the reasons is, of course, I'm a native speaker of English language, and by the way, my mother tongue is Japanese language. And why I used Russian language to write this title is, so from in the perspective of Russia, or from the perspective of Russia, so Russia can see the performances of Japan and China. So of course, the performances in various aspects. Russia can see, or Russia can observe the general and the aggregate, or the whole performances between China and, or the mainland China and Japan. So this title is what I wrote. See, pondering, profoundly pondering, anyway. Profoundly pondering, which I think is weird. Anyway, I deeply thought, and I deeply thought to write this title, which I think which is maybe more comprehensible than the stuff I have told you. Let me drink more. Yeah, and but actually, so as I wrote in the section of conclusion, so this country is a kind of in commotion, and for example, so not this month, but actually, so months before, there was an assassination in which an ex-prime minister was killed, or an ex-prime minister was assassinated by, I forgot the name of that assassin. Tetsuya Yamagami, which is the name of that assassin who assassinated the ex-prime minister, not president, but the ex-prime minister who was Shinzo Abe, and such an assassination occurred in this country. And another commotion is that, and there are frequent missile attacks coming from North Korea, and maybe some of you might hear the sound of buzzer. So which is why I'm thinking of ending this segment, and after trying the wet clothes of mine. So after which, anyway, I'm thinking of starting this episode again, and maybe I should finish explaining the inward of commotion and assassination and frequent missile attacks by intercontinental ballistic missiles launched by People's Republic of Korea, 조선 민주주의 인민공화국. So Democratic People's Republic of Korea. So 민주주의 is omitted. 민주주의 is democracy. And in Chinese language, 民主主义. And Korean language has similar reading manners of Chinese characters. So which is why 民主主义, which is Chinese pronunciation, is pronounced 民主主义. 民主主义 is, I think 民主主义 is the correct pronunciation for democracy in Korean language. Wait a moment, please. It's easy. Democracy, yes, democracy, it's alright. I have already been drunk because I have been deadly busy on weekdays or last week. So which is why I'm really tired. So which is why I think I grew I grew easily drunk. I grew easily drunk, which is because that hard work or that deadly hard work last week. Anyway, the inward of the commotion and frequent missile attacks come to this country frequently in recent case or in recent time. And yeah, this country in such a sense, this country is in danger of being attacked by frequent missile attacks by People's Republic of Korea. Not People's Republic, or Democratic People's Republic Korea. Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Anyway, it's really, English is really difficult. And another one is, in this time, I'm creating this episode on October in 2022, in which the value of Japanese currency has significantly dropped, and there's an intervention by Japanese government, which is why this is the second intervention, I think. which was exercised or executed by the Japanese government. So which is why, so maybe the price of US dollars is, so wait a moment please, I'm drunk. Yeah. So the price of the price of US dollars, the price of a US dollar in Japanese yen is between 145 to 150 yen per dollar. And I should think, yeah, and which is the significant drop of the value of Japanese currency is another stuff contributing to the commotion happening or taking place in this country or around this country. But actually, so I think there must be many problems and concerns in mainland China. But actually, so mainland China has grown to be has grown to become really a strong and rich country. It has become mainland China has become really strong and rich and wealthy country, and which is why, and that country, and maybe not maybe India and China have many millionaires and billionaires, and they are listed in that famous list of rich people, probably published by Forbes every year. I'm sorry for my slow. I'm sorry for my slowly speaking, but actually, so I have grown drunk easily, and it's really difficult for me to handle English language because English language, as I have told you, and English language is a foreign language, and I'm and so anyway, so such a thing is what I what I wanted you to know this time. So such a thing is what I'd like you to know. So which means this country or Japan is in commotion. This country is, to start with, this country is said to be a declining country or deteriorating country, whatever you think. But actually, the economic performance and other performances in a, was in anyway, the economic performance of this country is declining or it's falling, and the performances of the performances of the other aspects of this country are falling or are dropping. So such a situation is what this country faces or has incurred. This country has incurred such a declining situation, and this country is going to not is not going to this country is rushing into the darker future, which is a situation of this country. But actually, the mainland China has become really a huge country, and the future of mainland China must be bright, which is what I speculate. And so that country, and not every country, but actually, so this is what I heard. This is what I heard in this country, that European countries are dependent on the economic performances and other performances of mainland China. So thinking about which, so European countries are dependent on mainland China. So thinking about which, so mainland, so it's fine to say that the mainland China is going to grow, and many perform the performances in many aspects of of mainland China are going to rise in the future. So I'm tired, and anyway, I have to finish my housework. I have to the housework. The E word of housework is to dry the wet clothes I washed or using the washing machine. So I'm going to stop this segment of this episode, and I'm going to come back soon enough, I think. And not by the way, so anyway, I finished my own housework. So from now on, I can start talking, or I can start to talk about the, the difference of performances between the performances. It's possible to talk about the differences of the performances between China and Japan. So, and as I have explained, China is doing well anyway, and this country is in commotion, and this country to start with this not bright future, but dim future, or a dark future waiting for this country, or this country is going to face, or this country is rushing into a dim future, or dark future anyway. This country is in such a situation, or this country is in such a dim or dark situation anyway. So I'm drunk, and so I think China is really strong, and to start with, the population exceeds a billion, and that country has many huge companies, for example, and maybe one of the most famous one is Huawei. Huawei is really famous, and if you are American citizen, or if you are American, I think you know the name of that company. And there was a news that, or there had been an event in which an executive of Huawei had been incarcerated in Canada, for example, and in exchange for some Canadian some Canadian had been incarcerated in a facility in mainland China. Anyway, there was such an event. I think I don't remember any exact stuff about that event, but actually, anyway, there had been, as long as I can remember, there had been such an event, and I'm drunk, by the way. And let me correct the pronunciation of sour. So I pronounced this lemon sour, but actually lemon sour is a correct pronunciation for lemon sour, lemon sour, lemon sour, and people. And it's pronounced lemon sour, but and they have the same pronunciations. But actually, so I pronounce lemon sour, and English is not a phonetic language, which is one of the points contributing to the difficulties of English language. English is difficult, and which is so, and one of the reasons is that English is not a phonetic language, and so this is a so this title is a jokey fashion. Well, when I created this title, or when I wrote this title, I used a I used a jokey fashion. I used a joking. Or yeah, and that is because, so as you know, so I'm sorry if you are a Chinese person, but actually, so people find Chinese tourists really noisy. This is a fact, actually. So people have found, and this is a case of the people in my country, and at least the local people in this country have found the Chinese people really noisy, and maybe this is the case. I think this is the case too to the peoples in other countries all over the world, except for the people in the mainland China. And I don't know whether other people, the Han people are noisy because they are that the mainland China, that China is a multinational country, so which is why some people are Han people and other people are Miao people and still other people are Korean people living in the mainland China. So there because mainland China comprises many ethnic groups and 50 to 55 or so that is the number of the or that is the number of or the quantity of ethnic groups in mainland China. By the way, so I drank up this booze, and this booze is Tensa lemon sour, and using Japanese language, this is pronounced koime no lemon sour. Anyway, so I'm thinking I'm going to bring another can of alcoholic drink. Another one is a highball. Another one is a highball, and this time what I borrowed. I didn't borrow this booze. I brought this booze. Well, I brought this alcoholic drink. This time is highball or shochu highball, and created manufactured by Takara, and the taste is sequasa. Sequasa is I don't know how to say sequasa in English language. To start with, this is not Japanese language, I think. So yeah, which are as long as English language. So I don't think this is a word of Japanese language. And anyway, sequasa is what I have to investigate. Here it is. Wait a moment, please. Citrus depressa. Citrus depressa is an English word for sequasa. Sequasa. Well, citrus depressa is raised or citrus depressa is raised in Okinawa prefecture, and some of them are in Taiwan Island, according to an online source of information. Anyway, which is Wikipedia, by the way. And let me open the can of alcoholic drink. Citrus depressa is the taste of this alcoholic drink. So yeah, I love this. This is a taste of sour. This is a taste of sour. So this is a taste of sour, but actually, yeah, I love this type of taste. And highball. This is a taste of highball, and yeah, I love this. And so, as I told you, so maybe not So even though you are So if you live in a countryside, or if you live in a countryside of continental European countries, or if you live in a countryside of some European countries, you may you may you may you might not you might have not you might not have you might not have seen Chinese people. I'm sorry for, so I'm so tired, so which is why, so you may have, wait a moment please. Yeah, this is correct English. Yeah, you might not have encountered Chinese people if you live if you live in a countryside in European countries. Yeah, but actually, so if you, for example, if you live in major cities, for example, if you live in London, for example, so I think you have you have seen I think you have seen some Chinese people, and so which is why I think you can understand that the Chinese people are noisy, and Japanese people are not so noisy, and some people, in the case of Japanese people, so some Japanese people are noisy, and most Japanese people are quiet because they do not speak English. Or they can't speak English. Of course, there are many Japanese people who can speak English language, but actually they do not speak well. So there, Japanese people do not speak at loud. So they are fairly quiet actually. So picking up the features and natures of Japanese people. So they are not talkative actually. They do not frequently speak, and some people speak Japanese language well, and some people are good at conversations, but actually others are not. And so, but actually, so thinking about such communication skills, was thinking about the the comparison is what I should talk about. Thinking about the com- comparison of communication skills between people in mainland China and the people in Japan, and Chinese people have higher communication skills, which is what I think, and which is what other people say actually. Yeah, great. And so, which is why this is a jokey fashion. This is a joke, because I wrote Kitai. This so the the second Russian word is pronounced видеть, and the third Russian word is pronounced tihий. And Kitai is China, and Germany is noisy, and so so in most cases, Germany Kitai Японию are comprehensible. But actually, so so I wrote this in a dirty fashion, so which is why I wrote tihий Kitai Germany Японию. So why so not why, so this is not irony, but actually to start to start with, Japan is adjacent to Pacific Ocean, and so this is a, I think this is a trigger why I created this episode. And so Pacific, in Russian language, Pacific Ocean is Tihий is a Russian word for Pacific Ocean in English language. I'm sorry for this for this fashion of being drunk, and maybe I'm not speaking a decent language, so I'm drunk, which is why I'm speaking English language in this fashion or in this manner. And the Russian word for Pacific Ocean. So you can understand, and tihii is comprehensible. That is because, so, if you are a native speaker of English language, you can understand that, Pacific Ocean is Pacified Ocean. So, which is why, so, Pacified Ocean means that, really a tranquilized water. So so what I'd like you to imagine in this case is that in this case is that there was a vast water, or there's a huge pool of water which has been tranquilized, and which is a nature. I don't know whether what that is the nature of Pacific Ocean, but actually from the world's Pacific Ocean. So the picture I'd like you to imagine is such a vast world, such a wide range of water in that sea. And so the literal meaning of, so which is why the meaning of tihii is comprehensible is that, so literally translating tihii into English language, that is quiet ocean. Quiet ocean is a literal translation, or literal meaning, or phonetic meaning, or not phonetic meaning, or literally understanding the meaning of not the meaning, or the word tihii in Russian language, which is a word of Russian language. And the literal meaning of tihii is a quiet ocean, so which is why quiet ocean is really close to the meaning of Pacific Ocean or Pacific Ocean. So which is why, so of course, tihii is adjacent to, or tihii is tihii touches my country, but and the people in my country are quiet, but and people living in the mainland China are noisy, and they talk a lot and they speak a lot. And so I'm so in this I envy Chinese people because they speak Chinese really well. So, but actually, anyway, I wrote the title in such a jokey fashion, in which, so this is a kind of irony, and Tihikitai, or quiet China, but actually, so people are really noisy, and Shumni Yaponию, which means so noisy Japan, but actually, so Japanese people are quiet, and but actually, so thinking about the social situations of mainland China and Japan. So mainland China is to start with, so mainland China is the largest country among Asian countries, and Japan is in a position following or obeying the orders coming from mainland China. So thinking about the positions between Japan and China in the past time before modernization of this country. So this country have followed the orders and followed the directions of the mainland China. So which is why, so this country is such a country, and in this present time, this country follows the orders and follows the general directions of the United States of America. But actually, in the past, this country this country had followed the orders or the directions or the general directions of the mainland China, this country anyway. So what I would like you to know from this in this explanation is that this country is such a country, like this country can do nothing but obeying the general directions or the general directions of larger countries. Anyway, such a thing is what I'd like you to know this time. So I'm thinking of finishing this episode because I have already been drunk to a sufficient level. Anyway, I'm full. Anyway. I'm full for booze. I'm full in drinking alcoholic drink. I can't speak English well, but anyway. But actually, so roughly saying, I don't need any drops of alcoholic drink, which is my bodily situation now. So the title is Можно, видеть, тихий, Китай и шумный, Японию. And the conclusion of this episode is Japan is in commotion while mainland China is becoming the emperor of the world. So yeah, if you are thinking of the futures of your children, for example, so it might be a great option for your family to immigrate into the mainland China anyway. Of course, that country has many severe problems, but actually, so this country, I think this country is going to become the largest country, and in such a future, if such a future is realized, so the main competitor must be in India, which also has more than 1 billion people in population. India is another largest country. India is one of the largest countries, and comparing the populations between China and India, maybe India has more population than China, which I think is the situation of this world. Wait a moment, please. Yeah, it's possible to investigate soon enough. Yeah. Such a comparison of the population is really easy. But actually, maybe calculation has not been finished. I don't know. Anyway, I can't surely say whether the population of India exceeded that of China, but actually I have read such a news reporting that the population of India exceeded that of mainland China, but actually anyway. So it's difficult to get correct. It's difficult to get correct information about this. So anyway, this is a frivolity. This is a frivolity. So this is not, which means this story about the populations of China and India is not related to the main track of this episode. So anyway, so I'm thinking of finishing this episode. So that's it. Thank you very much for everything. See you and paka paka. And at last, at last. So I made a mistake in the name of the capital city of France. So as I told you in the maybe in the beginning of this episode. So there was a famous Japanese entrepreneur and a YouTuber now whose name is who is Hiroyuki Nishimura, which is the name of that entrepreneur, and he currently lives in Paris, but actually Paris is a Japanese manner for calling the that capital city in France, and the correct name for the capital the correct name of the capital city of France is Paris, as you know. So I made a mistake in the name of that capital city in France, and the correct name is Paris, not Paris. Paris is Japanese one, and Paris is correct one in English language. But Paris is the correct one in English language.